Welcome back to the Phenom Part 2 final week. This is round 3 of the playoffs and the final week of the season. The fantasy championship is upon us. I got to say, I'm not sure the best two teams are in the finals, but nevertheless, it was a hard-fought season. And, congratulations to the two that are sitting in there. But before we actually get to them, let's discuss what happened last week, which a lot of people are shocked by in the media across the country. A lot of the pundits, a lot of the pundits out there were talking about this. Shock. Vegas lost millions, billions possibly over the wins last week for the people that pulled it out. But last week in the semifinals, it was Tatanka Blanco versus Wreckin Crew. Wreckin Crew took that 147 to 126. I think what had happened there is some people just completely fell apart, i.e. Josh Allen. There's a couple of reasons that Tatanka Blanco got beat and Wreckin Crew pulled this out. But it really was a quality win for Wreckin Crew as he was facing the number one team in the power rankings. Really a buzzsaw, tough to beat. But, yeah, Josh Allen definitely shit the bed last week. Nothing you can do about that. And then no points from the tight end, essentially. Comes up with 1. We got a flex spot. Patrick Taylor comes up with 2. Terrible all the way around. Total score, 126. On Wrecking Crew's side, Jonathan Taylor definitely the story of the week. Jonathan Taylor scores 43 points. Jonathan Taylor hadn't scored 43 points in the last 3 seasons combined, and somehow he does it in 1 week in the fantasy semifinals, and that's what it is. Now, sadly, there were some points there to make it a little more comparable, but Cody pulls it out. Nothing else you can do. Wrecking Crew's in the finals. I don't love it. I don't love it, but it happened, and the best team won last week. How do I word that? The best team didn't win, but the best team last week won. See what I did there? Yeah. So then downtown St. Brown versus Red Nuts, which is funny. These two, Wrecking Crew and Red Nuts, both had first round buys. They were number 1 all season. And I think it's actually very rare that year-long number 1s and first-round buys still make it to the finals. I'd have to check that. Anytime just the 1 seeds made it to the finals. I think it's been I don't know. I'm not sure how often that actually happens. Now, you think in theory because they're number 1, but I don't know, man. I don't think it does. Anyway, downtown St. Brown lost last week 126 to 93 to Red Nuts. Red Nuts, I feel like he was a subpar team. Probably shouldn't even got the first round bye. Just pulled it out against Tatanka Blanco. And anytime you can beat him, I mean, you are a real powerhouse. But in that one, I don't think Red Nuts won the game just as far as maybe Tatanka Blanco shit the bed. So that's where we stand with that. Now let's just get to what matters because nobody cares. That puts 2 teams in the finals, Red Nuts versus Wrecking Crew. And then, you know what? I tell you what, just for the other 6 guys that really suck at fantasy, last week, Rusty Buckets of Dookie won 108 to 89, beat Mix and Sauce. No real shocker there. Rusty was an up-and-comer, started the season terrible, finished strong. Mix and Sauce fell from grace. Terrible year, not good at all. Bye week wins 129 to 84. Also not a shocker. Willie Nelson is, officially bye week because of the victory. I mean, puts Willie Nelson in his place. Willie Nelson's the second worst player in the league, and it's not good. And to be honest, that's this league, and this is a pretty powerful league, as we know, the Phenoms League. But Willie Nelson, he's going to be at the bottom half of the league no matter what league he's in. He could be in it with third graders. Same thing. This is how it is. No offense to him, but, some people are good at fantasy. Some people aren't. Some people are good at, whatever else they do. And so let me start some light here. I feel like our lighting went down since the show started. So let's get right to it. Rebuilding season got beat by Will DeMarniac Rest 110-103. Okay, congratulations. All right, here we go. This is the Fantasy Football Championship 2024. And here we go. This particular matchup is Red Nuts versus Wreckin Crew. And this matchup this week, whew, whew, talk about battle of the powerhouses, huh? In the two divisions. So the projection is 114 to 101. Wrecking Crew is projected 114. And of course, Red Nuts is 101. No actual player projections given, not that I can see right here in front of me anyway. But looking at it, Burrow versus Mayfield, I'd probably give it to Burrow. Gibbs versus Barkley, I think I'd probably have to give that one to, on the year, it'd definitely go Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor. I don't know. Jonathan Taylor did something stupid last week, but I'd still say Taylor, even though last week was really a flash in the pan. I'd say he's better than Pollard on the year. Deebo Samuel, Devontae Adams, got to take Adams. Deebo Samuel's been terrible this year. What are we splitting? Evans, Wrecking Crew's going to take this. Maybe Dalton Schultz after that. George Pickens versus James Cook. James Cook's got this all the way. It's a pretty even matchup, guys, is really what I'm getting at. Even though projections don't mean anything, it's 114 to 101. I actually believe Wrecking Crew takes this one. I know Red Nuts is capable of doing it, but Wrecking Crew's been pretty solid all year. His scoring total's good. So is Red Nuts. I mean, look, man, it's a battle of the guys who have buys, the guys who won their divisions. So in that regard, you'd say tough to call. I just think there's just a tad more firepower on Wrecking Crew. If I'm going to call this one straight. And so really that's it. I think Wrecking Crew's your 2024 Phenom Fantasy Football Champion. And, we'll see. It's been a while, I think, since somebody's went back-to-back. I know Phenom Wrecking Crew acts like he's won the Phenom League. For all the people that have been in the league currently, nobody really knows that he's won it as many times as he said. Nobody can recall. As we've stated previous, Brad bought him 3 rings because he'd won something in like 98, 99, 2000. That he was just trying to get back because other people had won rings. I didn't even wear my rings for this analysis. I'm not in the finals this year, so it is championship week. I probably should have put it on, but I didn't. It's what it is. It's not a big deal. Anyway, hey, listen, thanks for listening on the year. This is not going to be our last week. We'll probably do a finals analysis and maybe some postseason interviews. We tried some interviews, but Cody, it's not very camera. He's not very polished for TV, and so we may have to redo the interviews that we had done previous. And Billy Jack's interview was fine. He was naked, though, so there's that. And then that's it, guys. Listen. Oh, shoot. Actually, I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Good Lord. That's the championship game, but that's not the game. That's not the people's game. The people have voted, and the most what people had hoped for, the fantasy finals, was Downtown St. Brown versus Tatanka Blanco. So actually, this is game of the week. Game of the week is Tatanka Blanco versus Downtown St. Brown, which is weird because it's not even the actual championship game. It's for third place. But we were the People Viewers Choice Awards for the game of the week. And so let's just do some analysis here. Tatanka Blanco is projected 105 to 89. It sounds pretty lopsided. It's by 16 points. Josh Allen probably gets back this week. I don't want to go over the guys specifically. I'll just simply say that it's really weird that this was game of the week because Tatanka Blanco appears to probably going to win this one in a landslide. I believe last time they played. I don't really recall what happened, but at one point I think Downtown St. Brown got beat by Tatanka Blanco by like 60 this year. And so we expect similar results on this one. So it's weird. It's game of the week. That's where it's at. No offense, Downtown St. Brown. You're good. You got to this point, especially starting off. The run that you had to get to this point is actually is amazing. Like, it's a phenomenal job getting your team from bottom of the barrel to top of the mountaintop. As a matter of fact, I believe you were number 1 in the power rankings one week. So congratulations for that. But Tatanka Blanco wins this one in a landslide, probably by 37. Now, this week's power rankings to close it out. I tell you what, this week, we're going to probably go right with what ESPN says, starting at the bottom. We got at number 10, rebuilding season. Better luck next year. So at number 9, we have Willie Nelson. A little disagreement with ESPN, but Willie Nelson's definitely, he's about tied for last with Mitchell for being the worst player in the league. But number 9, then comes in at 8, coming in at 8, bye week we have. DeMardiak Rest is number 7. 6 is Mixing Sauce, which is Kane. That's about right. Rusty Buckets finishes up at 5, though he had set on top of the mountaintop, I believe, one week in the power rankings. Finishes up at number 4 there is Downtown St. Brown. And then that leads the top 3. You know, that's the placers. These are the medal placers. These are the gold, the silver, the bronze people, the guys that get the medals. And top 3, coming in at number 3 this week in the power rankings, Red Nuts comes in at number 3. Here's the thing. When Powerhouse beats a Powerhouse, the top Powerhouse got beat by the Powerhouse, so he doesn't really like shift lower in the rankings, like super low, because he got beat by a Powerhouse. So, you know, Tatanka Blanco was number 1 in the power rankings, just dropped him to 2. But last week, Cody Wreckin Crew, I believe, was number 4 in the power rankings. But by beating a Powerhouse, he jumps up 2 slots. And so, what am I saying here? What's that? Hang on, guys. My apologies. This just in, everybody. I've been correct. I stand corrected. Actually, number 2 in the power rankings this week is not Tatanka Blanco. It's Wrecking Crew. Sorry, the producers just got with me. So yeah, Wrecking Crew comes in at number 2, jumped 2 slots, and that's pretty awesome. Tatanka Blanco, because he was so highly favored in the power rankings, and because I guess the pundits at Fox, CNN, MSNBC, BBC, World News Tonight, Newsmax, all of those sources have came in and said they were so dominant while sitting on top of the power rankings. Tatanka Blanco was. They still have them at number 1, and seeing as Tatanka Blanco's in the game of the week, just for ratings, they left him up there. It's all has to do with advertising and sales. You know, who sells? You know, Tatanka Blanco, best team in the league. You know who doesn't sell? Wrecking Crew. Boring. Nobody wants to watch it versus Red Nuts. So, by the way, this game is not sponsored by. Anyway, well, that'll be it. We'll do fantasy analysis next week based on the finals. Good luck, everybody. Congratulations on your season. I guess if we're going to do another show, maybe I don't need to get in depth with these closing remarks. So, all right, love everybody. We'll talk to you later. Wait, will we talk to you later? Well, some of you will talk to you later. Some of you have already bowed out of the messages because your feelings are hurt. And that's it. All right, love everybody.